Hi everyone, welcome to our health check-in for all signs. I like to approach it as a pick a card, so you have an opportunity here to see which one you are tuning in with as we think about all areas of health. Maybe you're just interested, maybe you're currently concerned or just thinking about something. Maybe it's not even your own health, maybe you're here to check in on someone else's health. We'll see. So I'm going to do pick a card. As you can see, I have other deck of cards to associate, and I think I'm going to bring some charms in, and we'll see what the messages are from the charms as well for health. So I do timestamp below because I'm an organic reader. You're going to see me move all the cards and clear the clear between readings, so feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps below. So with that, I'll go ahead, oops, almost put them in the wrong order. So let's make sure I put them in the right order. Let's see if maybe I've got to turn a little bit. I always say thank you to my first group because you're patient with me as I see how the angels and your soul energies want to lay out the cards here. So we have the primary card that you're drawn to. Let's get into the deck of cards for the messages regarding your health group 1. Card number 1. Maybe you're attracted to like Wiccan and witch and magicians, wizards, right? All the magical stuff. Maybe you're an animal fan like me, drawn to just the beautiful depiction on the card. Or maybe it was be the light message that connected with you today. We'll see. Lots going on in that card. So once we step into it, we'll get a sense what the messages are. A little shaky hand on this. I wonder if that's where we'll start first and kind of the messages for the month of October as we do our monthly check-in. Got quite a few cards happening here. I think I did this before, and I think the charms kind of fell wherever they kind of wanted to. Okay. Just going to do this other deck of cards here. Let's see how they want to pair them up. Maybe some cards will get other cards, some cards will get charms, so we'll see how they want to complement with this. Oh, or maybe we're just doing one card. Shaky again, shaky. So maybe this goes with this. Maybe that's what they're trying to tell me. What am I doing separating them? Right, okay. Okay, just the one, I guess. All right. And now we'll do the charms. I like you to kind of see the mixing, so you get the whole experience. Oh, interesting. The card, your witch card turned for you there. I guess the angle wasn't that good on camera. So we'll see here how the charms want to fall. Oh, movement. Kind of in the back. I don't know if you can catch that on camera. Maybe this way. Still feeling something coming down here. There we go. Okay. Oh, thumb twitch. Okay, so let me just clear up what they didn't want over here. Okay. All right, well, it is what it is. We'll see what we're getting into. Topics of health. And I say plural because they're kind of separated here. So maybe there's kind of different areas. Maybe there's some physical, mental, emotional, financial, who knows? Did I say physical? Physical health? Okay, so let's get into card number 1. I guess I'm going to start here where we were shaking, right? Okay. Maybe I'll put this first because it's kind of one card from the deck. Animal spirit decks. So we got the beautiful elephant spirit. It's always nice to see an elephant spirit come through. Learning from the past, right? All the knowledge, all the wisdom. So again, maybe that's why I was plural, right? If you're dealing with something emotional, learn from the past on how you conquered it, how you approached it, how you overcome it, right? There's always lessons and experiences that we can continuously draw from. Maybe that's why it's paired here. Now, remember I was, for those of you that were with me in the intro and the setup, I had a really shaky hand with this card, and here it is pinned down. Maybe that's why your hand is shaky. Maybe you feel like you're not in control, you're lacking control, things have gotten out of control. Shaky hand. But learn from the past, it's saying. You know, good things come in 3. You have a beautiful 3 here. Okay. So lots going on. So again, the plural, you know, maybe you're dealing with some emotional strife related to a physical ailment, related to, you know, a conflict and a connection, right? It's all health. So there could be just compounding layers. There could be some layers here. It's nice that you've got the strength here. You already kind of know what you can do, or you know what to avoid, right? What to walk away from. Learning from the past here. Now it's interesting I didn't start with your card that you were drawn into, but I think I'm going to end off on it. That's kind of backwards for me. I don't know why. I don't know why I did it this way. Okay. Well, here's the emotional health. There's definitely like a build up in your psyche here. That's kind of where I see the shield sitting. This could be either you're keeping a lot in, keeping a lot to yourself, holding a lot in, biting your tongue a lot. There's like this block, right? This wall here over your mental capacity, your mental area, I guess I need to say, and it's all related to emotions, things. Again, like I said, things that maybe you're not sharing, wish you could say, should have said, right? If it's the past, kind of learn from the past. And maybe that's why you're doing this, right? Maybe you're privately going through this emotional release as a learning from the past. Or maybe you feel like no, they're stopping me. So it definitely feels like some beautiful solo work here you're doing. And again, I do feel like it's because you learned from the past. You kind of know what works for you. You know, this might be you, like some people like to use like a physical activity, like running on a treadmill, walking, weightlifting, where you're just kind of staring into that mirror or staring out the window or off into the horizon distance, and that lets you to focus in on your thoughts, right, and do a cleansing. So you could be in that process right now, but it feels like there's some solo work, and again, it's very guarded. You're protecting yourself. You're not letting anyone in while you're working through this. Okay, maybe I'll kind of zigzag here. Yeah, okay, that's kind of the path they want me to take to your last card. Okay. So in terms of health here, they're kind of pointing to the joints. It's almost like they're showing me a diagram, and they're kind of trying to indicate and have a dialogue here, right? Sort of the dragon talking to its caretaker, kind of showing it. It's kind of twisting its body, right, to show like it's my arm, it's here. And so they're trying to point exactly where is the pain. So you might be going through some dialogue right now, trying to pinpoint exactly the trigger or the issue for maybe a persistent or a returning kind of maybe a muscle or a joint pain. It seems like heat right now is kind of the only relief solution you're aware of, but there's a community here. So it's, you know, a medical professional, it's a physiotherapist, it's people in your network, right? Your family members, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, seeing who else might have someone who knows a similar kind of symptom. There's dialogue here to be had to help you resolve. But for now, it looks like just heat. But for some reason, I feel like your mobility will be impacted. Because again, they're showing me muscles and like joints, muscles and joint pain. So it could be like a sciatica flare up. Could be an actual muscle tear or worse, right? Maybe something's out of the joint here. Maybe that's why he's kind of turning to show his shoulder is kind of out of the socket. Okay, so take care of we've got emotional, physical health here. So let's head up here where we have our first charm. And here we have the pretty wealthy, abundant here. I'm going to bring this to financial health for you just because there really isn't a physical health. Oh, unless it's overindulgence. This could be, because it is a wine barrel, so maybe an addiction you have. It doesn't have to be a bad substance. It could just be an addiction that's not conducive to our body now. So it could be, cheese. It could be consuming too much fried food lately. It could be going on a seafood binge, right? Or spicy food binge. So there's like either abundance of wealth here, so some good news coming up, or it's a watch out on binging that's not going to be serving you well. Okay. Well, in terms of wealth, look at this, lightning strike from your guardian angels, right? The powers above, the universe, spirit, bam. Incoming, karmic reward, right? That's the Tower card up there. So massive change financially, and then look at everything, all the opportunities, the karmic rewards, the sort of debts being repaid, kind of pouring in here, right? Funds are rolling in, starting to fly in here, but there's a sudden change connected with that, a sudden opportunity, right? So maybe this is your professional health, your career health. So this is a promotion, a job change, going from one status to another. That opens sort of these floodgates. Look at all the angels swooping down here. There's so many just kind of coming in. So maybe after a long period of time, right? Because the wine barrel has to ferment for quite a while. Right time, right timing. And there you go. There's spirit hitting you with a reward. So career health looks good upcoming. Financial health looks good upcoming. And just watch out for indulgence, right? You don't want any negative blockages. You don't want anything stopping you here or keeping you from being able to see, right? If we overindulge, we might feel sick, and then we miss out on the opportunity the next day. Okay. So we're going right into, now look at the direction here. So you've released emotionally, and now we're directing focus. This looks like very strong positive affirmations, manifestations, bringing visions into reality. So very strong spiritual health here. This is also just self-belief, right? Confidence, regaining that. Here you are again, working solo, but now you're focused on how you feel, overall well-being. This could be exterior physical health as well, self-esteem, confidence. You're really focused on the positive, bringing all the positive forward to you, attracting powers of manifestation, some really beautiful healing that you've already gone through, right? You're in this beautiful green hue already. You knew to block detractors out so you could focus on your healing, bring about this positive change. So now we're coming to an interesting finale. Like I said, I'm curious as to why they left your main card for last, but we have the angelic feather here, golden feather from heaven, piggybacking off of good things to come, a turnabout, which will again have that release here. We were talking about you feeling like things are out of your control, and then we see you realizing the power of manifestation, taking your control back, right? Going from shaky hands to solid footing. So then we have a message here from heaven. So maybe this is a message from a loved one coming in on your health reading, or this could be a message about a loved one. Maybe you're concerned of a loved one's health, so this is your answer here. This could also just be a message from your guardian angel. So we'll see what your message is here. Oh, look at that warm message. Look at the contrast in the colors. You know, beautiful, warm, full of love card from a loved one. You know, maybe you had a loved one that passed from a health issue recently, so they're just coming in to say hi. You know, my dog got a little riled up there for a moment, so maybe for some of you that is. We have our owl, our guardian angel here in the back as well. So for some of you, definitely got guardian angel messaging. Actually, that's weird. I read it as an owl, which is a messenger, but it's actually just the top of the sword here. Completely misread it, but I didn't misread it. There's no reason for that. So definitely a mixture here. Messengers from heaven. So because it's coming from heaven, let's just pause, let you all step into the card like I like to do. Some excitement there as we do it. Okay, so let's get into the message. Sorry, I just went over to try to quiet my dog. Let's see here. They really just keep drawing me to the sun, right? They want you, again, learn from the past. I feel like they're encouraging you to know that you are headed forward, right? The brighter pasture here, this lightning strike, this change in fate, turnabout after your healing, after you having the communication here, working on self, right? Even this could be professional growth. This could just be getting feedback. This could be working, you know, with a coach of some kind, right? A trainer, right? And we were zigzagging. So remember the path that we were taking. Remember the path that you've been taking, right? They gave you the elephant spirit off the top. So, and look what they are recommunicating here. The really solid dragon here, right? The statue. You are creating a solid foundation. You're creating a brand new start. There's some loving renewal here. They just want you looking forward. You know, loving support. Keep looking forward. Golden feather, right? Good times ahead. So let's see why this card was left for last. Well, we know be the light. We know the power of manifestations, right? Positive intention, positive thinking, positive output. There's your magic, your guardian angel, your loved ones. The abundance is covering you, right? Everything that you've been wanting to attract and more. I guess that's why we was here, right? That's what's through the trees here as you walk into your force of abundance. Here you are. You're with companions and loved ones. You're feeling good. You're being generous because it's be the light, right? So now you're giving to others. You're supporting others. You're standing confident, right? Look at all the glowing energy from you. So beautiful health root here, beautiful health reading. You know, a few concerns, but it's mostly the work that you're doing on yourself. That seems like the key element here to trigger the change. So keep up the great work, group 1. I'm going to transition now to group 2. So if you weren't attracted to group 2, or maybe you can skip ahead to group 3, feel free to do so. I'm actually just going to pause to take a note here on this reading for the timestamp. I'm trying to make it short. Let's see, what should we call it? Something like, you know, all the work you've been putting in is equaling reward. Maybe something like that. Okay, so thank you for joining. Hope to see you guys again next time or in the next piles. Okay. Group 2. Let's just dive right in. Let's just go right into your cards, getting your cards, your charms, and see how your group falls out. See what your messages are for health. So this is anything health. Like we saw in the first group, could be financial, career, family, relationships, and of course, you know, mental, physical health as well, emotional health. So many facets to us as human beings, right? Okay, interesting how they want me to kind of pairing up here. Okay. And then we see that they left the one spot open over here. So I'm going to guess that's for the animal spirit card. I guess we're going to start off with your group with just the card by itself, no companion card. But maybe there'll be a charm. Well, who knows? We'll see. We'll see where the charms fall. Okay. Just going quiet as I feel for movement here. I feel like I'm still waiting. Oh, maybe I should turn my hand. Trying to make sure they're on camera when they're moving and twitching. Okay. Okay, so just at the end there. It's out of the way. Okay, interesting. The first group had the same message here. I'm not going to get into it yet. I don't want to skip ahead. We'll do everything in the correct order or how they want it to happen. So let me just take the timestamp and then we'll jump into your reading. I guess we'll start maybe with the animal spirit card here. We'll just go left to right, which is seems appropriate. Just as I picked this up, I was stopping myself because usually I start with the card that drew you in, but like the first reading, I feel like I'm going to be ending off. So for whatever reason, the pick a card, we're ending off on the card you chose. Okay, so let's get into the first card here. So we have take a leap of faith. Your Grasshopper Spirit has come through in your health reading. Some beautiful green here. Obviously emphasis on the crown. So this can be spiritual health, mental health, or in terms of physical health, something that related to the headspace or brain. So it could be concussion, right? Some kind of trauma here to the headspace, above the shoulders. The eye's pretty large as well, so it could be eyesight we'll be getting into. In terms of the primary area, that we'll be discussing today. And then, of course, if you need to, please reach out and discuss with the appropriate professionals and individuals. I'm not a doctor, just here to help support. I'm kind of pausing and kind of dragging out my preamble here because see how it's kind of peeling away here? It's a nice kind of 3/4 sphere, and then there's like this pulling away. I don't know if they're trying to say that that's kind of up here in the headspace, right? Focusing in on one area. So this could be maybe something you're already going through in terms of like MRIs, or this is the emotion center, right? If you're dealing with emotional health, stress, maybe you are physically pulling on hair, right? A lot of us have nervous and anxious energy that outputs in like plucking of hair, pulling of hair. So there could be a worry of thinning hair or loss of hair as well. There's like a pulling away here and zeroing in and sort of, again, that headspace. So looking more in that area here in terms of health, but we have take a leap of faith, right? Hold on. Loving message here of holding on to your strength, your hope, your ability and bravery to get on through it. You can do it. Okay. I'll start with the bottom since I touched it first. Okay, no, they want me to pair them up. Okay, so pair them up I shall. Okay, this definitely right away screams relationship, health to me. You know, we've got sort of the frustration on this end. We have the cold shoulder, silent treatment, don't talk to me, or always kind of pushing back energy on this side. Kind of have their defenses up, right? They're maybe isolating themselves, distancing themselves from you. It's causing frustration. So health of a connection. This can also be you struggling with envy, jealousy, any kind of shame, guilt. You know, I'm not where I should be, I want to be. Like anytime we put time limits on ourselves or pressure on ourselves. So making sure you're releasing that as well. You know, that's not serving you, right? So release it. You need to approach with positive, this green hue, this healthy, right? Approach with a healthy mindset, good intention. Surround yourself with good energy. Release the negative. You know, you're not going to repair relationship with self or relationship with someone else if your back's up, their back's up, you're fighting, right? Ego and the yin and the yang, the balance, right? Balance with self, balance with emotion. So again, we're in that headspace, right? What triggers you? Okay, so we've got some sleep issues here. Either you're on a night shift right now, so your schedule has changed, or you are definitely struggling with getting the required consecutive hours, right, of sleep. Kind of struggling with that. I see the rockiness here, the stability back here, so sometimes not, right? You're up, you're down. So again, that's kind of where I'm seeing the shift work, right? Sometimes you're doing the late hours, sometimes you're doing the morning hours. This could also be the seasonal change as well affecting you. Here in Canada, we've been getting the fall rain season, so a lot of gray skies, not so much blue. So that can affect sleep patterns, the circadian rhythm kind of working here, but that's also headspace, because that's going to cause head fog, which is what I'm seeing over here with the flowiness, the clouds. there's like a restlessness here. I'm also feeling like I have energy, but I'm not expelling it. So I don't know if this is like demotivation because of this, or just like a freeze. I don't know what this is, like just kind of stuck in place, frozen. Maybe it's because of the head fog or the cloudiness of thought, the inability to really focus right now, right, with the struggle. Now they're shifting me to the hair, which we had in the kickoff message here. Sort of the wispiness, and then the white or gray, and again it's sort of nice flowing kind of tendrils here. So maybe some of you are in that phase or stage and you're adjusting to, transitioning to hair changes, right? Our hair thins, our hair changes color, hair falls out. So just adjusting to that. And maybe that's part of the tossing and turning, the stress, the anxiety, right? Stress and anxiety is related to that. Hair could also be falling out right now due to stress and anxiety. It will fall out based on that as well. So there's acknowledgement here of sleeping patterns, adjusting to that. Rhythm could be seasonal effects on you. Just being aware of that, right? What's keeping you up? What can you do to adjust? But there's like the soft gentleness here, right? This is natural. This is a natural phase, a natural, by symptom, right? If it's the hair falling out from stress, there's like some kind of message here wanting to, right? The strength of the, like, I got you, right? Courage, bravery. You can get through this next phase, right? It's not as bad as it seems kind of message. Okay. Oop. Ouch. All right, so going into the cards here, paired at the back. So coming to the message from heaven here. This is the golden feather from heaven. So this is your guardian angel stepping forward, or, and like in the first group, could be loved ones choosing to come through on your health reading, especially if it's concerns with head health. Maybe it's maybe they're peeling away here. It could be something that's genetic, and so maybe this is a bit of, right, focus in, look at the family tree, look at the family history. So something like that could be, I guess, like strokes affect the head after, like the whole system, but obviously our brain is affected with strokes, dementia, right? Anything like that. Any kind of conditions that maybe run in the family that you're aware of. So maybe a loved one's coming through and acknowledging that you're going through what they went through. But look at the, right off the top, we haven't even flipped over the card yet, but look at the good favor here, the good luck, right? Coming right off of the, you can get through this, you have the strength. Good favor, good luck. Lots of green, right? Let's kicked off with the green and the crown, green, luck and good favor here. Oop. Don't know if I turned that one upside down. Yeah, look at you waiting, but you don't notice, right? So, if this is, again, emotional health, stress that you're going through, it could be also a physical recovery period, because I feel like there's stages here, but the next stage here is on fire in a good way, right? It's all a light. We've got the light of the spirit here shining, your loved ones, kind of indicating that, your fate is not going to follow the predecessor's fate, right? So again, we're coming back to kind of family tree here. So I'll, I can equate this to like my family, for example. On my paternal side, there's a couple individuals in the same family that passed away, crossed over at the exact same age. So there's concern and fear of, oh my God, I'm getting close to that age. I'm too. That's going to be my fate too, but it's not. Clear message here that your fate is going to be different. Your fate is not like the others here, right? Look at the gold on you too, the good favor. Got kind of this golden, and look where it is too on the head. We've got a golden crown, we've got golden horns, we've got good favor. So you have the ability to overcome this, right? You have the mental capacity, you have the physical strength. And I'm sharing both because it could be mind over matter situation you're in, or it could be a physical ailment situation that you're going to be recovering from, but good favor. Keep up your positive belief in self, right? Hope, belief in self. Okay. Now we have a magical fairy coming after your loved ones here with a little heart, sometimes also read as the apple, right? Apple day keeps the doctor away, especially on a health reading, but it's a little magical fairy, little godmother, godfather, right? A little magical fairy delivering something to you. So let's see what this gift is. What is this message? Look at you rising, right? This is like the phoenix rising again, being reborn, all the knowledge, but new body, right? Look at all the strength. Look at the change from this, right? From screaming, from being angry, frustrated about a situation, about maybe your situation, angry itself. And then look at you, now you're in control, you're controlling it, you're rising from it. There's your magic from the fairy. You know, I think the little gift here, the little nugget, is this little peek into your possible future, right? If you hang on to the faith, hang on to your courage and bravery, your self-knowing that you can do it, right? I can overcome this, I can battle this. My story is going to be different, right? I'm going to break the chain. And here you are, rising from the ashes. Now, your main card that you were drawn to was the crow. Maybe it was the season, right? Autumn. We're currently in autumn, so it was interesting that this card came out. And then we have release the old and rest. That may have attracted you here. But definitely it feels like, you know, this season, you know, this message is, you know, focusing in on this season, all on you in terms of recovery here, right? The leaves are falling. The trees are rejuvenating. That's what you're doing. You're rejuvenating. Same message here. You're going to rise from the ashes here. The trees are going through the shedding of the skin, the rebirth, right? There's the hair falling out. I'm pausing because the crow here is usually, this is my spirit guide coming through. His name actually means autumn, Daojin, and he's from the family Black Crow. And he's drawing me up to the moons here. So now we're back to the sleep. But he's pointing towards the upcoming moon. Maybe this is the upcoming season, right? Because here we are in the fall season. So leaving one season, transitioning into the next. And again, it's future forward. Looking future forward, looking future forward, looking future forward. So give yourself some ease, some patience. Know that you're going through a renewal. Maybe you weren't aware of that, but what you're going through now, right? These first 4 cards are all about you recovering, all about you resurfacing as someone new, right? You know, if you're tossing and turning at night because it's job loss, well, this is the job coming about. This is the elevation. This is your career health improving. This is financial health improving. This is physical health improving. Again, whatever's weighing on your mind here, whatever's tearing you apart, right? Whatever's tearing your thoughts apart here. Because it's all about the mind and vision. Eyes and mind. Vision. Look future forward. Look future forward. You got this. Okay, beautiful message. I'm just gonna take the notes for the timestamp. I'll let you guys tune into the cards, see if there's any other messages just for you, especially from your loved ones here about, you know, our journey is not yours, right? Your destiny can be different, will be different. I wonder if that's the, you'll say something like your, okay, yeah, maybe that works. All right. Well, if you weren't drawn to the third card, thank you. I hope you got your messages related to your areas of health, and I'll see you all at the next check-in. I'm going to transition to the third group now. Get their health messages. If you're also drawn to this third card, feel free to hang in with me, or if you just want to jump ahead to the messages, you can do that too. Otherwise, okay, let's get into our third group and health. What do we want to talk about? What's there to discuss? Physical, emotional, health of our relationships, health of our finances, health of our environments even, right? Could be the health of our home environment, our workplace environment, or health of career. Maybe our spiritual health. Will be discussed. I don't know why I'm fussing with those two so much. Maybe we'll go there first. Okay. And we'll get the one card from the spirit animals. Let's see which one wants to come out. Sure it's on camera. I'm not even paying attention. Okay. Oh my God. Stop fussing, Ashley. And we'll see where the charms want to fall. Just get a couple charms. We'll see where they want to compliment. I'm just pausing because I can feel movement. They kind of threw the fish out of the way pretty quickly there. Okay. Okay, something new. You got both the little lamb, or baby deer, and the little turtle, and this new leaf, but you're discarding that one. Okay. Interesting. So let's take timestamp here, and then we'll jump on in. Where do we want to start with your reading? Where am I drawn to first? I think I'm going to follow the same flow of the other two readings. We've been going to the primary card here last. Just seeing, nope, by itself, okay. So Buffalo Spirit is kicking us off. The abundant universe will provide. So have faith, have trust. Maybe right now your heart center, maybe it's heart health with this group. You know, your trust has been dinged, your self-confidence has broken down a bit. You know, he's got the orange and the red painted, so that's creativity, strategy, solutions, passion, determination. Sort of reorientating yourself. I'm just trying to, they're pulling me up to the jewelry here, both the ring and on the horn here, on the adornment. So I'm trying to figure out what they're connecting this to health-wise. I mean, there could be sinus health struggles with this group, kind of connected. They're making me touch like my eardrum and my nose right now. Maybe some of you are experiencing vertigo, you know, fainting or stumbling or suddenly losing balance. Or there's a ringing in your ears, right? I don't know if it's attributed to what you do for a living, right? After a prolonged period of time in a loud environment, if that's sort of caught up with you. We've got ringing in the ears here. So sinuses, vertigo, falling over, stumbling, balance, sense of balance here. But then we've got matters of the heart health. Heart health. Okay, let's see where we're going with this group. 3. Where do I want to go next? I'm just going to come straight above. Okay. You've been, like, I feel like you you've been, like, put through the ringer here. Look at you. You know, you're barely got wings, skin left on your wings here to actually be able to flap and carry yourself forward, but you're still doing it, right? You put your game face back on and you're like, no, I'm gonna do this. This definitely screams sinus cold to me for those of you experiencing seasonal colds right now, or maybe your joints are feeling cold with the weather change. I was mentioning the other group, we're having the fall rain season, so the body is adjusting to sudden coolness, drop in temperature. I definitely see you up at night too. Maybe you're pacing, tossing and turning, but I feel more like you're actually up and about at night. Kind of struggling here with the night hours. But yeah, you're feeling drained right now, group. Drained, but you still got either an emotional game face on. You know, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to battle this person, or you're ready to fight against the cold and kind of get yourself back to life, right? Back to regular daily activities here. Okay, so up top we have I choose strength. Well, we saw that here. This is all about open mind, open heart, willing to adjust, willing to be flexible, willing to forgive self. Look at that, right? Willing to adjust, willing to be flexible. Well, there's you struggling with the sleep, and then when you release these emotional currents, so the anxieties, this is really fears and anxieties, and heartaches. So whatever's weighing on your heart, you need to release that a bit, right? Here's your guardian angel trying to kiss you on the top of your head, on your nose. Loved ones also from the other side coming in to embrace you, warm you up. Again, there's this coolness, so maybe if your home environment's too cool, do your best to warm up. Keep yourself warm, throw on the sweaters, the blankets, turn up the heat, put on the fire, whatever option you have. There's a warmth here, but it's more in the heart. It's emotional warmth here that I feel is keeping you up here. Maybe that's why I choose strength. It's all, like I said, it's all about open mind, being flexible, being willing to see things in a different way or to release, right? So struggling a bit here with the night hours, but kind of related to the heart here. Okay. So I see like shelter, like the dragon here, the angel here supporting you. So I don't know if this is your faith that you're struggling with as well. When we were shuffling the cards and doing the intro, spiritual health did come up, or came out of my mouth. So I don't know if you're trying to connect, or you have been connecting, but you feel like I haven't been connecting, so you feel like you're trying. So if you're trying to pray and you feel like you're not hearing back, you're trying to talk to someone who's crossed over, you feel like you're not getting signs back. Maybe you're just throwing it out there to the universe, like, what the heck is going on? And you're not hearing back, but they are answering. You are protected. There's this sheltering here. There's a strong emphasis on the hand and body and how it's protecting and sheltering you. Very solid. It's going nowhere, right? As you kind of tune in here. You know, faith is never going to go anywhere. So it's up to you if you want to continue your work here on tuning in, but they're helping, right? The helping hand is above you. They're listening, they're sheltering. In terms of your environments, you know, if this is your health with your environment, there's some quietness, some peace here. So I don't know, maybe you're spending a lot of time alone or have been recently. Could be that as well. Especially if you're dealing with heart matters. It's natural for us to kind of go within, right? To others externally, it looks like we're shutting down, but you're just kind of going within here. Okay, progressing forward. Now we have you resting easy here. And we've got some beautiful light here. Here's the heat. The warmth, right? You've allowed yourself a little warmth. Now you're resting more easy, you're falling asleep. I wonder if you're doing that, you know, because you got several empty. So I don't know if you're staying up several nights and then you kind of find a way to rest easy, or, you know, your emotions reach a point and you just have a sudden release. Our body kind of forces us, or our spiritual support team will kind of force us to allow us to rest. So there's like these pockets of rest here. But you need to warm up the thoughts here. Your thoughts feel very heavy, right? Rocky, heavy, dark, empty, right? There's like this void. But when you warm up your thoughts, positive thinking, positive memories, affirmations, anything like that, I can statements, belief in self, right? Belief in self starts to warm back up. Then you get your rest. But we're heading into this final grouping here of charms that I said in the intro were new, kind of my little charms. We have my small turtle, or sometimes I call him my tiny turtle. We have the little deer here, who's already running away. And that's kind of her spirit, is shaky legs, nervousness, anxiousness. But there's new information coming. So I don't know if you're anxious about receiving information, or you're hoping for, wishing for some news. But this is like a new start as well with her fresh legs. Maybe that's what the news is about, you know, the start of something. Maybe you've been waiting for like a date for something, and that's also playing into the heart matters here, right? The solutions here. You know, are you sitting and waiting for this information? But there's like a little bit of news coming in related to something you're either concerned about, thinking about, worried about, anxious about, anticipating. Ooh, your soul is coming in. Your soul's coming in to tell you. A lot of connecting here with this group. A lot of connecting with your angels, your soul, universe. here they are answering you. I love this card. It's like a mirror. I think the best comparison maybe for us would be like anytime you watch a clip where the camera is really close on like a whale's eye, right? The size of it, the calmness, the wisdom that, you know, the curiosity, the wisdom that the eye is just kind of looking at you with. And it's the blue eye as well. So again, emotional heart here, the weight on your heart here. And look what it's showing you. All the cups are on fire. Everything is lit up. You know, I think you know what you need to release to be happy, to be in a better state, to be sleeping, right? To feel warm, this warmth. It's like, you know what you need to do, you know how you can do it. But this news, sort of this information, I think you've had it I don't know if it's like you're in a cycle, like this isn't common for you, but I feel like this news that's coming in, it's an example of how the universe like shifts you out, keeps getting you out of the cycle, right? Helps you to get them all lit up on fire. So yes, you know, the answer here is yes. Yes, there is you know, there's something new that's coming that I feel like you're already asking about, concerned about. Maybe that's your primary, you know, weight on the heart here, your health, heart health here, whatever you're personally concerned about. I feel like this group, they're not getting specific, so it could be a hodgepodge, right? Maybe what's weighing on your heart is a physical ailment. Maybe what's weighing on your heart is a relationship. Maybe what's weighing on your heart is the health of someone else, right? But it's really emotional health and belief, warming yourself up, warming your thoughts up, warming your heart up. And if you can't kind of get yourself out of this cycle on your own, soul has seen this before, you've done this before, it's repetitive. So something will come in, a person, information will come in that will kick you, right? Kickstart you back into the warm spot. So let's end on the card that you were drawn to. So let's see. You know, maybe you're drawn to the angel. The golden opportunity is always a nice draw into the card as well. Let's see. Fire guardian. Well, we saw that here with the passion, the heat on the heart. Oop, and ignite your passion. That's twice now that the cards, well, the charm flew out of my hand. Now the card flew out of my hand. I don't know. Maybe this group, you're all telling me to shut up. You know, maybe you don't know what you're talking about. So the cards are kind of getting pushed out of my hand here, but look how warm this card is. Look how the energy that you usually sit in. Like, I feel like I'm looking at who you usually are, right? We started off with you nice and warm here with the buffalo, painting in the same colors, the orange and the reds, the orange and the reds. You've got this ability to, you know, the Midas touch, to bring about good fortunate events, good fortunate times, memories, right? Bring about good fortune to yourself. Look at all the years of experience, all the lives lived. We saw that here. Ignite your passion. Warm up your heart. Warm up your heart space. If you're chilly, that's all I'm getting with this group is chilliness. Warm up your emotions. Be kind to yourself. Warm up your spirits. I don't know why this won't stay sitting. Okay, you know, I won't fuss anymore, but that's the message for you guys. It's really these three kind of cards here. Just warm up in your buffalo spirit, right? The abundant universe will provide. So again, ease the concern on the heart. Ease the concern on the heart. It's going to come about, or universe will nudge you, right? They'll help you out of it. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully you can embrace this. Hopefully you can feel the message as it relates to you. But keep up your belief. It's working. They hear you.